And how you guys doing? It's Turkey Day, baby! Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys out there and gals. Hopefully you are celebrating a good Turkey Day today. Welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem. Don't listen to the dang old freaking government. Get out there, have yourself a good Turkey Day, baby. Spray them with Lysol as they come in. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, man. You know what? It's just quite a coincidence that we have a turkey of an email. Yes, a turkey actually wrote me an email. When I first started this, I would have thought I'd get like a 50-50 mix, but I've only been getting bad stuff. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. info@InsaneThrottleBikerNews.com, or over on the YouTube channel, you can go to the About section of the channel and get the email. I want somebody to write something good. I get it. Pound Dark Side. That's who we are. We get all the bad apples, man. I'm telling you, the bad apples. And, you know, just like one subscriber wrote, you know, our listeners are not sheep. They think for themselves. They're men. Rock and roll. Appreciate it. That's what a spiker's supposed to be about. But I never knew. Well, I kind of did. I knew support for clubs were low. But I never figured, damn, man, almost all the emails I get are friggin' nasty. And they're nasty towards me for standing up for clubs. You guys are schmucks. I cannot believe this email that I got. And again, I'm basing most of the stuff I get off of the emails. And that's why you're seeing the different titles in the description box of both the podcast and everything else over on YouTube, is because I'm going to base the titles on the questions that I get. And I'm also going to put the questions in the description box. That way you can see what old Hollywood has to deal with. Unfreaking real. No. Turkeys everywhere is what I say. Hopefully, you guys got a good old lady and got all the kiddies over. I know I do, man. I'm all happy right now. Got the kid home from college. Everything's going good right now. So, without further ado, let's go to this turkey's email. And again, I'll read it once, and then I'll go back and try to address it line to line like I do over on HarleyLiberty.com for my op-eds. I think this is one I'm going to do because I'm going to go more in depth than what I'm going to do here. Now, he says, reasons not to join a one percenter club. With a big exclamation point. Stand alone. Hollywood. That's Hollywood, that's me. Appreciate what you do and listen to the show all the time. Well, rock on, man. I really appreciate that. I do. There's been a lot of people, and I hope, Dom, you're doing good on your Thanksgiving. I know you had that accident. Been thinking about you, buddy. Hopefully everything's going good for you. I do have some concerns on how you present some of the information. Okay? You have a tendency to be biased in your defense of one percenters. I'll come back on that one now. You burnt my ass. I'm an independent. Been riding since 1978 and have seen a lot. Well, you're a graybeard, rock and roll. You know, we have to hear what he has to say if he's a graybeard. I've seen over the years the denigration of both the independent and motorcycle club lifestyle. I'm not real good at all this internet stuff, but I notice most of the people on the internet always talking about joining a one percenter club. I guess it's, you know what, I'll address line by line, like I said, because it's kind of getting my blood going right now. I ask myself, why? Why would they want to join a club where you have to give up your freedom? One percenter clubs bring too much heat on themselves and family. Who in their right mind would want to go through that? One percenter clubs are a bad representation on what the public thinks about most of us. Their actions are always bringing the law down on regular working bikers who do not or do a lot for their communities. Gotta learn punctuation there, buddy. So, I ask again, why even get involved in this crowd? They are the ones who really started destroying everything when I started writing, and they still do to this day. Example, Waco. Oh man, you had to bring Waco up. This from Ken from Texas. Texas! Yes. Ground zero for all the freaking police profiling, let me tell you. Okay, let's get to this thing here, because I'm chomping at the bit. Hollywood, appreciate what you do and listen to the show all the time. I really appreciate that, I really do. It's great to have different opinions and stuff, but be ready for my opinion after you write me an email, because I'm not going to hold back. I just don't do that. I do have concerns on how you present information. You have a tendency to be biased in your defense of one percenters. Now, I ask you this. I get guys from clubs all the time, all the majors, all that stuff, like I pissed in their Wheaties because of how I covered a story or not. You know how many bitches and complaints I get about why are you doing biker news? Why don't you just show the good? Don't show the bad. I present everything in what I believe is a well-rounded type of deal. Now, do I have some biases? Yes, I do. I am guilty, Your Honor. I am. And I guess the reason why I'm guilty as charged sometimes, now you can't just blanket me with that statement. Yes, I might have some reservations about Leos. I admit, my hands up, I swear. But I do present a lot of stuff that's happening all over the club scene, including one percenters. And I also give my opinion when something is going on in the 1% world where they're on the front page. There's this guy got this going, this guy got that going, or this person got hurt, this person got killed. I speak up. Others won't do it. But that's their type of deal. Some want to focus on the positive, some want to stay neutral. No. The only way people are informed is if you give them both sides of the story. Now, look at what's going on in this country right now. With the election, there was just a in-depth poll where it asked if they were aware of Biden's scandals with this Hunter Biden stuff, or that he supported this policy or that policy. 17% of people said they wouldn't have voted for him. And that would have turned everything around. Now, they were not given both sides of the story to decide for themselves. I don't believe in propaganda. That's why when I hear people saying, oh, you know, you only talk about the bad. No, I don't. I give a well-rounded type of deal. And I always say, for those that want to bitch, well, don't be in a newspaper, man. It's that simple. It's not like I'm out there trying to beat down on the club or something. No, stay out of the news and I won't have to report it. I'd rather be reporting all the good stuff. I've been having a hell of a friggin' week with all the clubs doing these turkey drives, the Toys for Tots are starting up. That's the stuff I'm actually really into. I really am. But I do have to cover the other side, because you're going to start having people claim that I'm being biased and I don't cover this, or I don't cover that, or I don't cover this club or that club. I cover them all if you're in the newspaper. If there's something worth covering and I want to give a opinion on it, I'll do that. But I don't believe I'm biased in my defense of one percenters. I do believe that a lot that's written about them in the media, and this is an honest belief, a lot of it in the media is just propagation for clicks. See, The media in this country is, most of them are going bankrupt. There's been all kinds of different platforms buying each other out, laying people off, because the way we get our news now is on the internet. So if it's on the internet, you get paid by ads. That piddly stuff you get paid. Anyway, so they want you to drive clicks. And when you drive clicks, you get money. So what happens is the media sensationalizes a lot of stories, and there's no better one than a motorcycle club. Come on, look how good all them series did. And I'm not just talking about that one, I'm talking about them all. Bikers really love their media when it has to do with the biker lifestyle. It might have to be because, hey, I have to admit, when I was that, younger, we didn't have anything. Like I've always said, it was only a magazine once a month that was on there, unless you went to the bars, heard this, heard that, or went to rallies. You didn't have this much information. Now you got creators everywhere doing stuff. Doing it all. Which is a good thing. So they are biased against one percenters, the media. That's why you see a lot of clubs don't want to talk to them. Because they're schmucks. Okay? They're schmucks. This is true. And then you have them take bits and pieces of what the Leo has to say, and they amplify it. So now you really got the public's attention, and they're making good money. So I have to counter that, I believe. Now, if you don't think I'm doing a good job countering that, let me know in the comments, and I'll take it under advisement, you schluck. Just kidding. I like, criticism. I can deal with it. I'm good at it. I'm just a smart ass in return. So if that's what you're seeing as bias in my defense, no thank you, sir. No. I ain't like that. I try to give the best that I can do as far as what the story in front of me has said. Now, I've been told that I'm hypocritical because I changed my thing. And, I politely have to explain, go pull your pecker in the corner and shut up. Because my opinions are based on the story in front of me. I don't care if it was a story 2 years ago and it comes back up. I look at what's there at the minute. So, now, do we understand that, Mr. Peckerhead? Anyway, I'm an independent. And that's Mr. Peckerhead, because I'm always good with my elders. Been riding since 1978 and have seen a lot. And I bet you have. Because 1978's when it was really getting going, man. I think, 8 years before is when all the boys started coming home from Vietnam off their tour of duties, especially those that did the real hard part, man. And the 68 and the 69 was terrible in Vietnam. So they started coming back home, and that's where you had your damn liberals spitting on our boys in the airport. So they got mad, which I don't blame them. And then they started clubs up. They started to do their thing. Protocol started, all that kind of stuff. So I bet you did see a lot in 78. And then 80 came in, and then 90 was, I always say, the dampening off, because stuff after 94 really didn't. It started at 94, but it started to get down, and things started to change. So I have to respect you if you've been riding since 78. Lots of stuff, and I bet you partied your ass off too, because it is a lot different back then than it is now. I have to give you that. I've seen over the years the denigration of both the independent and motorcycle club lifestyle. You know what they tell me? They tell me Ken, it is evolution. Evolution's what they tell me. Meaning, one generation after the other, they just do their thing, man. Things changes where the older guys are looking at it like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, I get it. I do it all the time, man. And I don't know what you're talking about, the denigration, of both the independent and the club scene. Are you pissed off because you don't like who's coming in? Are you talking about the Rubs destroying the independents? I get a lot of complaints about gang members going in the motorcycle clubs, which is BS. Everybody loves a bike. Everybody likes their brotherhood that they want to go to. So where is the denigration? Again, on the last episode, I told everybody, now I have to admit this was probably before I said that, give me as much information as you can. That way I have a big overview of what you're trying to say. And I can give my opinion. I don't like them 4 sentences email stuff. I actually delete those. If you cannot give me at least a characterization or an indexing of what you're trying to ask, then don't ask me with 4 freaking sentences, man. That's bull. If you can only write that, you can't give instances, you can't give examples, then it's not worth answering your questions. Now, I'm not real good at this internet stuff. Well, I ain't either, man. Not that good. I do have the platform and stuff. I know how to work what I have to work. But come on, everybody was laughing at me on the other show because I didn't know what Snapchat was. But I noticed most of the people on the internet always talking about joining a 1% club. Ken, let me advise you on something here, buddy. It is the internet. This is the new median of how people talk to each other. And yes, 1% clubs are a huge topic on the net. And yes, you're going to have a lot of people say that they would love to join one of those clubs. Why? Well, reputation I have to put out there. The reputation's been built up in the media, and yes, on the streets. They want to be the last vestige of an outlaw, is what they want. They want to join an outlaw club. And they only want the good. They don't want the bad that comes with it. But, you are right on that point. I have to concede that a lot of people are talking about joining 1%er clubs. You go on to say, I ask myself why. Why would they want to join a club where you have to give up your freedom? Now, there you didn't elaborate for me. Now, what freedom are you talking about? Are you insinuating that, like that one schmuck did, where he says all 1%ers are criminals? Or is that the freedom you're talking about? Or are you talking about the dedication that you have to put in to be a 1%er, where you have to go on runs all the time, or you got to go on mandatories, you got to do this, you got to do that? What freedom are you talking about? To me, clubs are the ultimate freedom. They don't abide by a lot of stuff citizens do. Anyway, let's go on to your next one. 1% clubs bring too much heat on themselves and family. Who in their right mind would want to go through all that? The only reason, and I say this all the time, that clubs get heat brought onto them is because of a few idiots that go do something stupid. And next thing you know, because they're a part of a club, Leo gets sicked on the club. Now, I do admit that some of the stuff that people do are stupid. It's idiotic, and it is harmful to the club. And that's why I always argue it's the club that has to police themselves. It's not anybody else but them. if they want that kind of reputation, well, that's the kind of reputation they're going to get. If they want that attention from the media, well, they're going to get it, and they're sure the hell going to get it from Leo. But again, you got to tell me what freedom you're talking about. 1% clubs bring too much heat on themselves and their family. That's a broad statement there. Now, you're talking about family. Why the hell would you bring in family? Now, if you're on some kind of gang task force list, which a lot of people are, yeah, and I had an incident with China Dow years ago where I've been on that list because I was in a gang. And them assholes never took me off either. Anyway, I got to check into that. Yeah, they went after my family, put them through the ringer and stuff. So that wasn't good, but that's the life I chose, and that's the life that she accepted. If you watch Hollywood and China Dow's show, I actually talked about that kind of stuff on that show. I guess from your standpoint, you're on the outside looking in. So you're probably asking yourself, after just seeing news reports or hearing the stuff that we do on my show, that I guess you would think that, because you even said you've been in independent since 1978. Of course, you've seen a lot. But I'm asking, do you have a conceived notion of that's how everybody is? Do you think just because you put on a diamond or you're a dominant that your family... Again, you got to tell me more information here. 1% clubs are bad representation on what public thinks about most of us. Their actions are always bringing the law down on regular working bikers who do a lot for their communities. Well, I'd have to argue just the opposite there, Ken. And the reason why I say that is 99.999% of the guys in the clubs that you're going off on and claiming that I'm biased and I don't cover them right. You tell that one's got my ass burnt, don't you? They're hardworking too. Truck drivers, mechanics. Come on, you even got doctors and lawyers in some of these clubs, man. Entrepreneurs, businessmen. You act like nobody works. That's what that statement says right there, is that nobody works. I can argue that I know independents, and this is a fact, that are worse than 1%ers are. They're slinging. They're running the hustle. They're doing what they got to do according to what they need to do in their own minds to make their living. But yeah, I know a lot of them that are worse than 1% members. Straggly, dirty son of a bitches, if you will. So I think you're the one being a hypocrite there, because you're not admitting that everybody else might have a part in this. What about the independent biker that's all drunk up, goes into a bar, tears it up, goes down the street, tears up some small diner? That's giving bikers a bad name, yes. Can we agree on that point? If we can't, something's wrong with your position, not mine. I know a lot of independents that's in prison right now. They had nothing to do with clubs. They did it on their own. So how don't they make the community look bad then? Why does it always go back to the 1%ers that are making it look bad? Again, because they've been in the media a lot, and I confess it would be better if they're not, but that's just not real life. So you're telling me the public, if they seen one of these independents go in there and trash a donut shop, they're gonna look on all bikers because of that? I think actually a lot of citizens are actually pretty smart. They know the good that the bikers do. They know the good the clubs do. Nobody trusts the media anymore. That's a given on other situations. So I can't believe that statement. No, I cannot accept that statement. Because you got welders out there and you got everybody else out there that's trying to make it. Do you know most people have a hard time making dues? At least when I was around, they were having a hard time making dues. So how is that criminal? So, I ask again, why even get involved in this crowd? Okay, now you're throwing separation in. This crowd, what is it, like your parents telling you? Well, you don't want to fall in with the bad crowd there, boy. What is that? You don't want to fall in with that crowd. That crowd has a love of motorcycles just like you and I. That crowd lives the life every single day. Being a biker is who they are. They enjoy being around others that are like that. Thus the reason for clubs. Now you're going to say here, take the Elks. Let's just throw Elks out there. And nothing against Elks, even though I'm a Moose member. The Elks are cool. What if they had somebody, and there's been people that have been arrested in the Elks? Would you say all Elks are bad? Would you say that crowd? No, because you'd be a hypocrite. They are the ones who really started destroying everything when I started riding, and still to this day, look at Waco. You're getting into a can of worms when you bring up Waco to myself or others like Texas Biker Radio. You don't want to even bring up the Waco argument with us. That I'm going to leave alone right there. But as far as destroying everything, what are you talking? What are they destroying? You're claiming that they're killing bikers in the eyes of the public. And that's one thing that always got me. I always wondered why people worried about what the public had to say. You're supposed to be a biker. You're not supposed to care. That's why I think I had so many problems against these rubs in '94. Because they were breaking what we were used to. Sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. You know what? I know I was long-winded on this one. Usually I try to keep in the 15, 20 minutes. But I just feel like if you're going to put that kind of argument out there, you need to be able to back it up with other details. Now, I know a lot of people want to come on the show. I get it. I don't have time for all that stuff. I got a million things going on. You know, if you have something to add to the conversation, yes. And as I go through these emails, yeah, maybe I'll bring you on the show and talk about them. But something like this, without more information or your intent, what you're talking about, I have no time for something like that. But anyway, that was Ken from Texas. He was trying to give you reasons why not to join a 1% club. Myself, I say, do you. Whatever you want to do, do you. So after this break, let's get to some biker news for once. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show so far. Don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff to the podcast platforms, all that stuff. Hi, I'm James Hollywood Machikari. Join me Monday through Friday for Motorcycle Mayhem Morning Show on YouTube Live, Facebook, and all major podcasting platforms where we talk about all the major biker news going on in the scene. Rock on! Get your most unbiased and trusted biker news now at HarleyLiberty.com. Founded in 2012, Insane Throttle Biker News has been the place that all bikers come for what's happening in the scene. Go over now and bookmark HarleyLiberty.com. Rock on! Hi, I'm Hollywood.
And I'm China Doll. Listen to the Hollywood and China Doll Evening Show, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major podcasting platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to our brand new YouTube channel.
Rock on. Okay, welcome back. How you guys doing? We just got done reading off that email where he claims there's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't join a 1% motorcycle club. We're going to go into the biker news section right now, and I was just listening to that China Doll stuff. All the ones over on Facebook, they all over me. You're too mean to her. You're too mean to her. Oh my goodness gracious, you should see her off camera mean to me. Anyway, 9U News, here we go. Aussie, as I always say, you guys act a fool over there. Mongol's boss granted bail after second alleged serious assault in Melbourne. No, not him. Come on, man. And this one by Carly Walters. Let's just turn that one off. It ain't coming on here. Oh, wait, it was. Let me keep it going.
Bikie boss Toby Mitchell has been ordered to stay away from his associates after he was bailed over an alleged assault outside a Melbourne cafe. Mitchell is facing 4 charges, accused of hitting a man in the head 3 times at South Yarra earlier this month. The 45-year-old is due back in court in March.
Man, and she had the... You Aussies have some sexual freaking... sexy freaking voices over there, these women. She's hot. Look at them freaking tits on her. Anyway, that was about Toby Mitchell. He was arrested by the Echo Task Force following an incident that took place.
Bikie boss Toby Mitchell has been granted bail over another serious assault.
Let's learn some more.
Dougal Beattie's at police headquarters. Dougal, what's he accused of doing?
Toby Mitchell was arrested by the Echo Task Force today following an assault in the early hours of November 15. The Mongols bikie boss was knocked unconscious at Queensbridge Square in Southbank. CCTV footage shows Toby Mitchell walking down the promenade with a group of friends and engaged with a man who was sitting on the ground in a verbal altercation. He then punched that man in the face twice before being pulled away by that group of friends. Then he's approached that man again, and that is when that man has punched Toby Mitchell in the face, knocking him to the ground unconscious. The entire incident lasted for about 40 seconds. Toby Mitchell has now been charged with affray and committing an indictable offence while on bail. Now, it was just 6 weeks ago when Toby Mitchell was involved in another assault outside a South Yarra cafe, and just a short time ago, his lawyer successfully applied for bail, arguing that Toby Mitchell requires constant medical care. The magistrate granting bail, adding that he will need to be at home between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. for a nightly...
Well, your voice ain't as sexy. So that's some news on Toby Mitchell over there in Oz, acting a fool. Now let's go to, look at this one, policeprofessional.com. Dangerous biker convicted after reaching speeds of 180 miles an hour. Damn, that's when you start getting that tunnel vision. Ooh. Ouch, man. In London as well. Marion, I guess. I bet he was made fun of. It might be her. I don't know. 19. Pleaded guilty to dangerous driving, failing to stop for police, driving a motor vehicle without a license, and driving without any insurance. Naughty, naughty, naughty. During his, okay, it is a his, police interview, he admitted to all driving offenses and will be sentenced at Wood Green Crown Court in January. At about 9:20 p.m. on Wednesday, May 20th, officers from the Metropolitan Police Service Operation Venice Command, man, is that a mouthful, were dealing with a separate manner in the turnpike lane when a number of high-powered motorcycles cut across their path while making off at speed. As police units entered green lanes, they could just make out a small plate on one of the motorcycles. This later transpired to be a false registration, and rider, later established to be him, was riding alone and did not know the other motorcyclists. Rock on. Well, there was a pursuit helicopter, the whole 9 yards. He ran multiple lights, drove on the wrong side of the road, which if you're in England, you guys already drive on the wrong side of the road, okay? Let me tell you that. Why do you do that? You guys drive on the opposite side of the road that you're normally supposed to be on. You're confusing as hell over there. I just have to put that out there. But anyway, 180 miles an hour. This one is very funny from AustinChronicle.com. Ken probably going to blame this one on bikers or one percenters too. Council member Jimmy Flanagan harassed by opponent's biker friends. As the city council member Jimmy Flanagan entered his car to leave a campaign event, November 21st, the leader of a motorcycle club called the Wind Therapy Freedom Riders, never heard of them, approached looking for a confrontation. Luis Rodriguez, CEO of the FTFers, opened Flanagan's door and aggressively demanded the District 6 councilman apologize for allegedly insinuating the organization was racist. People are getting tired of that, I'm telling you. Why the F are you calling us racist? Rodriguez asked in a video recorded by Flanagan. As Rodriguez shouts at Flanagan, Jacob Aronitz, the Flanagan campaign's field director, steps in between the two men in an attempt to defuse the situation. Get the F away from me, Rodriguez responds. Things escalate from there as Rodriguez grows more and more aggressive and Flanagan repeatedly asks him to leave. Answer the effing question, you effing... I love it. They were referring to the campaign literature that claims his opponent in D6 runoff stands with Trump and white nationalists, citing a photo taken at a black and blue rally organized by staunchly pro-police and pro-military FTR. What kind of reporting is this? In which Kelly and other local GOP candidates were featured guests. At the rally, Kelly, the bikers, and Austin police officers took a photo with local Proud Boys. And it's funny. They say it promotes white nationalism. There's a half black, half Puerto Rican that runs the damn thing. Oh my God, real. They're on Parler, by the way, because you can't find them anywhere else. So, yeah, he was confronted. Schluck. Anyway, and this is a good one. Big-hearted biker not letting off the throttle yet. This out of the, by Mark Brett, special to the Herald. Freedom for Daryl Richard is 2 wheels and an open road, but the guys he's trying to help, their freedom can be a difference between life and death. If he wins, the 45-year-old father has pledged to donate his winnings in the Orange County Chopper TV show's Dream Chopper Contest. Yeah, you guys can, stop freaking putting that stuff in Bikers and Brotherhoods, our group. All I'm going to do is delete them. Contest at the Discovery House Men's Addiction Recovery Center. The grand prize in a custom-built machine with an estimated value of $100,000. That would then be raffled off by Discovery House and the money used to help open the nonprofit's third live-in residence. Quote, I talked to a couple of my buddies to see if we could find someone who would benefit from a big cash surge, and they all said the same thing, Discovery House, who can be seen riding his Harley-Davidson Street Glide motorcycle year-round. Rock and roll. I'm glad that we can get involved with somebody that is doing something good and positive in the community. Hell yeah, man. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. So it seems like somebody's been already won that thing, so stop posting the stupid, when you vote for me so I can do this. Anyway, Biker Dad out of WKRG. Riders planning to roll out free Thanksgiving meals. Pritchard, Alabama, it's the holiday giving season, and no one is more giving than bikers. You got that right. They are among those planning to serve this Thanksgiving meals in Goodwill. The Rough Riders will be feeding anyone who needs a meal on Thanksgiving Day. They posted the annual event on Facebook saying, our annual tradition of feeding the community Thanksgiving morning will be in full effect this Thursday. If you know someone in need, please send them our way for a hot meal. The Rough House, 922 St. Stephen's Road in Pritchard, Alabama. Yes, good stuff right there, guys. Good stuff. Oh, choreographed wall of shame. Here we go. Yes, here we go. Part-time officer, also a councilman. Oh, wonderful. Charged with rape. Nasty. I'm just gonna, you know what? It's Thanksgiving. I'm gonna keep my mouth to a, A part-time officer with the Natty Glow and Yingstown departments was jailed on Wednesday, accused of raping a 17-year-old girl and using his position to intimidate her. East Taylor Township Police charged Christopher DeFanza, 23, of the 100 block of 4th Street with rape, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, aggravated indecent assault, obscene and other sexual materials and performance, and corruption of a minor. I hope so. He gets his coming. According to the criminal complaint filed by police detective Paul DeFanzia, allegedly sexually assaulted the girl about 50 times from the July to December. The girl told police that the relationship began one day when DeFanzia asked for her Snapchat number or identity. He continued the relationship, which escalated into sexually explicit photos being sent. He allegedly assaulted the girl in his vehicle that was parked on a trail in East Taylor, close to the tracks. The girl reportedly said that she was afraid to tell anyone because he was a police officer and used the term cold blue. The cold blue to convince the girl that he could not be arrested. You schmuck, you freak. I hope you get yours. Examiner Enterprise, former BPD officer charged with sexually assaulting fellow officers. Well, this is interesting. While on duty. The editor's note, they do not identify victims of sexual assaults. The names of the accusers will not be printed. Charges against a former Bartsville police officer arrested Friday involved alleged incidences of sexual battery and indecent exposure against fellow BPD officers while he was on the job. One police officer in training and one certified officer, both female, accused him of improperly touching them without consent while working under his supervision in the traffic unit. And one of the women accused him of exposing himself to her without her consent. Robert Seacat, who is listed as Graham's lawyer in court documents, did not respond to multiple requests. He resigned from the department on September 14th, and BPD Chief Tracy Rolls contacted the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. Yeah, there's another freak for you. Anyway, let's go to my final thoughts right after this.
Hi, this is China Doll from Hollywood and China Doll Evening Show. Join us Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for some fun times and very interesting entertainment. See you there, boys.
They're all freaks, I'm telling you, man. Every one of them. All you have to do is look at the damn wall of shame. That sucker is growing big time, isn't it, since we started? Choreograph's really done a great job. Happy Thanksgiving, Corey. Tell everybody else I said hi. And that goes for everybody else, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're going to have some turkey or ham, whatever your family does, and enjoy them, man. Be thankful for what you got, especially now during 2020. Chaos, I'm saying, man. Hopefully 2021 is going to be a lot better than it has in 2020. It's just been all crazy. Hopefully, like I say all the time, I answered the question as best as I could in that email. That is of my opinions. That is not gospel. That is not, written in stone. That is just my opinion. Take it as you can. Take it as you may. You might have a different one. If you have a different one on that email, you can reference it in an email to me at info@InsaneThrottleBikerNews.com. let's get some good emails, man. You know, something nice. Not all these dark side ones picking on club members. Why is it always why can't you talk about rallies? Why can't you talk about Harley Davidson doing something stupid? It's always club stuff, man, for Christ's sake. And I can argue that right there ruins a lot of the stuff in the scene, man. I can argue that. Because all you're doing is what everybody else does to clubs is the damn media and all that BS. So you guys have a good Turkey Day. Drink a lot of beer. Eat a lot of putty. A lot of tacos, man. Eat them tacos. You know, sip on some champagne off of your old ladies, you know what. And have a good day. Enjoy the kids, all that stuff, man. Just be thankful. That's what I have to say. So we will be live tonight on a special Hollywood and China Doll show. Make sure you get on over there at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. With that, I'll see you guys later, man. I'm going to eat.